Stereotype is a fixed general image or set of characteristics that a lot of people believe represent a particular type of person or thing. So when you go around the world, you see a lot of different kind of people. People think differently. Uh, People are accustomed to different living habits and abide by different laws. So for those reasons are why people from different regions, ethnic groups, and races stereotype each other. Um, Today I'm going to be sharing some reasons and research as to why a lot of Asian Americans are stereotyped here in the United States. I want to do that because back in high school I had like a couple Asian friends, but like I never really saw them get stereotyped. Just kind of from a small town, but like we had a lot of different ethnic groups in a small town. It's kind of weird. So like no one really said anything, but I came to college and it seems to be a thing. Um, so my first point is like it goes back to like family shaming in China. So like when the communist government took over, they said it was getting too overpopulated and they wanted to like reduce the amount of people there. So they did like the one child policy. I'm sure you've all heard of, like you can only have one child, and if you have more than one, like they'll make you get a forced abortion or like they'll give you hefty fines. And there was a lot of people. I don't think that that's morally right, but there was a lot of people like just put in that perspective. Only 3.3%. This is right after World War II too. So um, only 3.3% of the population was over the age of 65. So like, and I got that out of right out of the World Population Review. So like that puts into perspective just how many young people there were. There wasn't a lot of people dying off, and that was increasing the population. So instead of people having like big families for like farming and things that need to get done around there, because it wasn't like it wasn't really, they weren't like the big city like kind of vibe you get now. It was like more of a farming community, farming like rice and stuff. So they'd have a lot of kids to help out around the house, and they couldn't do that anymore. That's a reason why they started going into the big city. Um, so that is a stereotype because like people say like nowadays that they're still like communistic, like they control everybody, like which is kind of true because they have like a lot of regulations on like free speech and things like that. You can't just say anything you want, but like they actually abolished the one child policy now. You can actually have two now. So, yeah. But and the government's like or the economy is like thriving. I think they're, no, I know there is because they're here. Their poverty rate is like under 1% right now, so like they're all doing really well. I mean, we owe them a lot of money, so I mean that's not ever a bad problem. Um, Also, they have a very good education system, so that's where like the stereotype comes into play that like all Asians are just like super smart. Um, this is because like they have to work, like their education system is really good. Like they go to school all day, and like high school, middle school, elementary school, they go to school all day, and they only have one day off a week. And if they're out of school, they're probably doing homework and things. And this is because they're so populated that like they're, the smart kids are like gonna get the good jobs and things. So, but a lot of the Asians come and move here for secondary school, like college, because like the likelihood of them graduating from secondary school in China is like 12 times less greater than here. So like, they have a lot better chance to do well here. So that's why you like come see here, and like a lot of Asians are very smart. Um, Another reason why they like people think they like overwork themselves and they try too hard and they don't really have a personality is because a lot of them are like my friends have told me this, like their family like tries to prove themselves because like when their family moved here and like the early like 100 years ago, they like a lot of people just saw them as like farmers and they were just dirty and like they didn't know, they were like illiterate, they didn't know how to read or write. So they're trying to prove themselves that they're not just like bags of dirt. Um, like in the 90s, a lot of uh, like Asian Americans that were already here, they were still very poor. But then, like nowadays, like even 2 decades later, like it's not even that much time really. Like a lot of them are like getting, they come here for better work, and so a lot of them like do get the good jobs and like go to Ivy League schools and things like that. Um, so in the past, they have like they still do, especially here in college when you go to like a big school or like even like a D1 school or an Ivy League school. They have like the reputation of kind of being rich, like they like drive nice cars, they have nice clothes, they like live a good like life, they live an expensive lifestyle. And a lot of times that's because like the families that are from Asia, like they have money and they'll send their kids here for school. So like if you're sending your kid like to a different country, like especially that far away, just to go to like school, like you're probably gonna have money, have them like live on their own and pay for all their stuff. But another thing is like there's a very big like income divide here in the United States with like Asian Americans. So like there is like a middle class, but it's not very big. It's like they're either like kind of like on the low side or they're very rich. So like it's just like anybody else. Like it's like a white person. Like if you see someone driving down the road in like a Mercedes, and then you see someone driving in a bike, like who are you gonna look at? Like the person with the Mercedes. So like they just get pointed out more often. So it's very easy to follow these stereotypes, even though they're not true. And I just thought it was very interesting, and I wanted to research some information on that. So thank you, and have a